The movie Falcor. That shit. This is the page to screen tag created by Brown Girl Reads, and I was tagged by Thistle and Verse. I have the questions written down in my handy dandy notebook, and we'll get started with number 1. What page to screen made you cry in both formats? And I don't cry that much for books especially, but sometimes movies will get to me. But the only thing that I could come up with was an oldie, but it was How Stella Got Her Groove Back. I was pretty young when I read the book, but something about the movie and the way that Stella was able to just literally find her groove with this young hot man in Tay Diggs, I forget. Oh, Winston. Winston was his name in the book and the movie. It was fun. It just hit me right here. Number 2 is, what page to screen are you looking forward to this year? And I had to look this up because I don't really keep up with it that much. I just get excited when I see it pop up on my feed or whatever. But I'm looking forward to The Witches. The original movie was fun, and I remember reading the book. I don't remember loving it as much as the movie, but it probably is exactly the same because a lot of those older movies are just right on point with the source material. Little Fires Everywhere, and I actually own that book and haven't read it yet, but I'm excited to see it in the movie. That might make me pick up the book a little bit faster, maybe. Just Mercy. I am excited for Just Mercy, which is a true story, I believe, and I forget the gentleman's name who that's inspired by, but Just Mercy is another one. I have Dune. I own it to read it. It's an ebook. I believe I got it from Prime Reading, I believe. But Dune, I'm gonna read that here probably next month, and then I'll be ready for the movie that's coming out. And then the last one that I'm excited for is The Secret Garden. I'm super duper excited for that. I love the original movie. I love the book, and I can't wait for a reboot and a remake with some modern themes or modern technology and modern cinematography. Number 3 is, what page to screen series were you happy to see discontinued? And this may be unpopular on the one side, but I think a lot of people agree that The Magicians, the book, is fucked up. And I enjoyed the TV series or the Netflix special, or no, I think it was Sci-Fi Network. I enjoyed the show for the first 2 to 3 seasons. And I haven't personally read The Magicians yet. I haven't read it for myself, but I've heard enough from people that I trust, especially my friend who recommends me all the books. She hates it. She says, fuck the book, fuck the TV show. And so I'm just going to have to get on board with her because she's my queen. Number 4 is, what series would you like to see as a page to screen adaptation? A Blade So Black. I really think that would be interesting to see. I'll have to put a picture of the book up because I don't remember who that's by. But A Blade So Black, I was going to say love, but I really liked the adaptation of the way they treated Wonderland as like Dream World. I really enjoyed that, the way that the author did that in A Blade So Black, and I haven't picked up the sequel yet, but I probably will. I know it's been out for a little bit. I really would like to see that as a TV series, a Netflix, Hulu, Prime, something like that. I wouldn't really want to see it on like ABC or anything like that. I would a little bit more creative freedom, and I think that would turn out really well. Another one that I would like to see as like a mini series, or I haven't read the sequel yet, so I don't know. But A Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. I really enjoyed that fantasy novel. I think it was his first novel that he's ever written or published. And Evan Winter did such a good job with bringing out the characters and making them multi-dimensional. And the atmosphere that he created is something that we really haven't seen on TV yet, or in the movie series that I can remember or think of off the top of my head. So if you haven't read the book, pick it up. If you like fantasy especially, pick it up. If you like fast-paced African set worlds, then pick it up. And if you like to not be bored and be glued to the page. Number 5 is, what page to screen is in production that you're excited about? I don't know a whole lot. I don't really keep my ear to the ground like that, but I am excited to get into the Grishaverse. I think it's going to be called Shadow and Bone. I'm excited to get into that because I could not get into the books. And I think if they put it in a movie, or a TV series format, I would enjoy that better. And then we get to the Six of Crows era of the Grishaverse. I think I'd enjoy that a whole lot better than how I DNF'd, I think it's called Shadow and Bone, as well, the first novel in the Grishaverse. I'm not certain. I'll look that up and I'll cut this out if I'm wrong. Number 6, what page to screen do you appreciate as 2 different entities? The first thing that came to my mind was the 7th book in the Harry Potter series, the Deathly Hallows. I think by the time the two-part 7th movie came out, the technology and the cinematography had gotten so good and just so dark that it was just on another level from the rest of the movies, really. And then the 7th book was so dark in the series, and the characters had matured so much that even though the book and the movies are pretty similar, I still treat them as separate entities, and I appreciate them for separate entities. Usually when I rewatch the Harry Potter series, I don't even worry about getting to the 7th movie. I focus on the meat in the middle, like the 3rd through the 6th. Movies are the best, and then the 7th is just on its own, in my opinion. Number 7, what hyped page to screen did you not vibe with? And these are going to be, again, 2 older ones, just because I haven't really read too many of the newer books that are being adapted these days, or within the last 3 or 5 years, the things that are coming out like this year. I haven't read the source material on a lot of it, but this first one is super duper old. It's Disappearing Acts, and this was a book by Terry McMillan that I just thought, I don't even remember a whole lot about it, but I remember I really, really liked it. And I just thought that Wesley Snipes was a poor casting choice for the guy in that movie. One, personal bias, I'm not attracted to Wesley Snipes. Wesley Snipes just did not fit that role, because he was supposed to be like a blue collar worker, and he was supposed to just kind of be like your everyman, and I just don't see Wesley Snipes as your everyman, or he just doesn't. Anyways, in my opinion, I didn't like the casting of Wesley Snipes. So if I didn't like the casting of the main love interest in the movie, and the whole reason why the movie was, or the book was what it was, then the chances of me enjoying the whole thing was just already down from the very beginning. And I believe that movie was straight to TV, and I think it was on BET when it originally aired. So, I mean, I'm not hating on throwing shade on BET, but they really did Terry McMillan wrong with that first adaptation of one of her novels. Like, how Stella Got Her Groove Back and Waiting to Exhale were excellently done. And then that Disappearing Acts shit, I don't remember what order they came out in, but I'm pretty sure Disappearing Acts was one of the first ones. I don't remember, but I'll check into that. And again, I'll cut all this out if I'm wrong. The second book that I didn't vibe with as a page to screen adaptation that was pretty hyped was 50 Shades of Grey. Like, I enjoyed the books for what they were. Like, sure, Christian Grey was a little bit more possessive than he had any right to be. But I can't say that I would ever be like, oh no, Mr. Millionaire, don't fuck me. But in the movies, I just did not take, I forget the lady's name that they cast as Anastasia, but it's Dakota something, I think. But I just didn't, again, she was not unassuming enough in appearance to be like appropriate in that role, because she was supposed to be this mousy, quiet looking, and she didn't look like that. I mean, I didn't feel like her look fit what it was supposed to look, or what it was supposed to be to play that role. The dude that they cast for Christian Grey, I thought he was fine. Not like, I mean, fine as in attractive, but fine as in okay. But it's just the Anastasia character. I didn't vibe with that. So, number 8, what page to screen did you watch and the ending was better on screen? And for this one, I chose Stardust. And that was like a short story. I don't know if it was a short story. It wasn't very long, that's for sure. Of a book by Neil Gaiman. I can't remember. I'll annotate how many pages the book is, or book was, or is down below or on the screen. But the ending was just, and not the ending, like the ending where they're in the abandoned castle with the witches, when they end up there. If you've seen it or if you read it, you know what I'm talking about. I thought that looked way better than what my imagination came up with when I was reading Stardust. Now, I will say that I watched the movie a million gazillion times before I read the ending. Before I read the book. I will say that. And I've only read the book once, and that was probably within the last year at least, and probably within the last 6 months or so. But just that book, I love the book. The book was fine, but the movie is just so fun. I'll watch it whenever I see it come on TV, or if I walk across my shelf and see the DVD, I'll pop it in, or if I'm bored and I can't come up with nothing else to watch on Netflix, I'll type that in and I'll watch that every time. And I'll be enthralled like I never seen it before. So for that one, Stardust was A+. Number 9, what did you enjoyably watch and would like to read it on the page? Now, again, because I'm old, this is old. I just found out probably through friends online, I just found out that The Never Ending Story is a book. The movie, Falcor, that shit is a book. And I don't know that I don't know how I didn't know that. So I am a little afraid to, because it's so old, I'm afraid to pick up the book, but I think I will, just so I can say I read the book of that iconic ass movie. So I've read the source material with my own eyes, and I can say that I've done that. I think I'll do that at some point, maybe this year. Number 10, and this is just gonna be quick and dirty. What page to screen have you neither watched nor read because you can't decide which to start with? And I'm saying Vampire Diaries with an asterisk because I didn't realize it was a book until here recently. But I did try, the pilot episode of the TV series, and I didn't like it. I don't know if I had aged out of it or what. But I want to go back and read the books and then watch the show, or maybe go along at the same time. I don't know how closely they follow each other. Because I really enjoyed I enjoyed the Sookie Stackhouse novels, and I liked True Blood up to a point. So if it's at all even a little bit kind of sort of as entertaining, then I think I would enjoy it. I just need to figure out which one to start. If you've read and watched, which I know a lot of people stand that series, Vampire Diaries, if you've read it and watched it, you tell me which one you think I should start with down below. Number 11 is, what page to screen can you happily live without? Y'all, I hated A Discovery of Witches, and I have no idea what they think they're going to do with this movie or this series or this show that they're about to come up with to make it not boring as hell. I really want to know what the hell they're going to do with it, but I'm going to let somebody else watch it and then roast it, and then I'm going to watch it and roast it because I don't see what the hell they're going to do about it. Number 12, what have you recently read that you like to see on the screen? For this, I have two picks. First is the Undead Girl Gang, which I thought was so cute. I think it'd make a cool little either two-parter or it's a standalone novel, so I don't think that making it into a series or a show would be good. So a movie, like a 90-minute movie, maybe even like a little bit over an hour movie, would be really good because it was cute. It was set in high school. I could see, I don't know who they would cast for the main character because it's pretty important that she's not a skinny girl because she has feelings about being a plus size Latinx person. I don't know if this person is an actress or an actor too, but they need to get her to play the role because I don't know who is out there now. If they already have a name for themselves, I don't know. I'm not in touch with it. But I don't know who they would cast to play the main character, but it's very important that she be at least a little bit fluffy, at least a little bit. The second book that I would like to see put on the screen is 40 Acres by Dwayne Alexander Smith. That book is a reimagining, no, actually it's not. It is what would happen if a black man, like a Louis Farrakhan type of figure, decided that he was going to take it upon himself to get reparations, and how he goes about building sort of a society of people who are interested in getting reparations by any means necessary. And it takes place over, like, I want to say the whole story only takes place over like about maybe a month period of time, but it is action-packed. I won't go too much further into telling you what it's about, except for to know that the main man, I've forgotten his name at this point, but the main dude that is like the leader of the society has this compound out in the middle of nowhere, in the wilderness, where there are white slaves, and it's just the same way as what slavery was for black people. It's just these white people are now on this compound. They've been stolen from their homes, and they're serving this guy who thinks he deserves it. And so I would like to see, I don't know who would have the balls to take that on, either whether it would be the actors or the directors or the studio. I don't know who would do it. But it would be interesting, and there's a lot of action in it too, and I would love to see it. That was my page to screen tag. I was tagged again by Thistle and Verse, and this tag was created by Brown Girl Reads. That was a lot of fun, and I can't wait to do another one of these tag videos. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.